Hashtag no music, no intro. We are back. Another episode of the hashtag. What is going on today, Ryan?
Fuck
In
it,
my
we're leaving it in, baby.
in my D8 era. Things Block Party podcast coming at you. Country is still on fire. We don't have a nuke dropped on us yet. We're not in World War III yet. But I guess on the lighter side of things, if you want to watch our video on Spotify, there's video. Like I don't even.
Not in World War III, but you can catch our video on Spotify. Now available. That's where we at. That's where we at, bro.
We gotta laugh at it, bro.
Gotta laugh at it, bro.
Yeah, good news. So if you like to watch or listen to episodes on Spotify, our videos are now on Spotify.
Yep.
Please like and subscribe on YouTube. I think we're close to 2,200 subscribers on YouTube.
Come on now.
So steadily getting that up. So we appreciate you. So listen,
Up. Much appreciation.
we understand. We understand that from this period to July, people are on vacation. Most of like the NFL Cognoscente are on vacation because this is the time where, like, for the most part, this is the only down time that they really have. Because come second week of July, third week of July, it's on and popping from July
Full speed
literally till
ahead.
February.
Full
Literally
speed
till
ahead,
February.
bro.
So I understand that our listens and our downloads and all that, it's gonna take a dip. It's just cyclical. It's cyclical. We've been at this for 5 years. We understand it. So the people who are still listening, still watching, appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
Like true
Thank you.
sickos. True sickos. We appreciate
Man,
you.
look, I'm a sicko. Like when I get in the car in the morning, every morning on my way to work, and I load up my latest episodes or whatever podcast I follow, I'd be upset, bro. Like when my favorite podcasts don't have new episodes out, it's like they just stop posting. It's like, what you mean? You stop making new episodes. I don't care if there's nothing going on. Do something. We gonna still be there, bro. When you go and load your podcast app, your Spotify, whatever, you're gonna see a new SBP episode every week, regardless of what's going on.
Like the post office. Not
Be World,
privatized. Not
be
privatized.
World War III. Be World War III. We're gonna be out here covering it.
Listen, Jay and I just love watching true crime shit. But I went back in our Discord, and I really want us to do like a deep dive of that story of the girl who just went missing.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was rampant because it happened like in LA and whatever, and like everyone was like looking for her. Like and then like her dad, like bless his heart, like committed suicide. Come to find out, like she just popped out, like, hey guys,
look, look, I was in Mexico. I met a guy.
When I shared that story in the Discord, that's one of my favorite moments in the. Want to do a deep dive, just a deep dive of the whole thing. Because like this is what the off season is for. It really is what the off season is for. I wanted to share this really quickly before we actually talk about the Saints. So I'm wearing this Angel Cities FC, which is a expansion team of a women's soccer league here in Los Angeles. Me, Jay, shout out to our girl Catherine Fisher for inviting Jay and I to go and join her and her friends at the soccer game this past Saturday. We went. It's down in like the Inglewood area at the BMO Stadium. Had a fantastic time being at the soccer game. They were giving out these Immigrant City Football Club T-shirts with the climate, everything's going on. And one of Catherine's friends was at the protests. I don't know if it was the protests that went on this week or like the week prior. Literally, I would say maybe the pronouns are probably they had marks and bruises from the rubber bullets that they got hit with at the protest. And just like a stark, like in your face reminder of everything that's been happening around the US, but especially obviously in Los Angeles.
Oh yeah.
And it was like their foot was like completely bruised, and we were like, "How are you walking?" They were just walking. They're like, oh. And it's our podcast. We can do whatever the hell we want. We're at a precipice. I mean, I'm 37. You're early 40s. I've never seen anything like this in this country, and we're black. Shit's bad when we're black people. It's like, God damn, it's bad out there right now.
Bad, bro. It's bad, man. I don't know what else to say, bro. Like we just down like a dark road, man. Like in the Terminator 2. You know what I'm saying? Just that dark road. Don't know where it's headed. Don't know where it's headed. It ain't. Don't feel good though. Don't feel like it's headed somewhere right.
No,
You know. I mean, we'll see, bro. I'm just hoping things turn around at some point. But god damn, every day is something new.
every day, right?
Every day. Think about it. A week ago, wasn't none of this shit going on with like Iran and I mean, they were bubble. It was bubbles, but like a week later, it's like we on the precipice of like a huge war in the Middle East again. Huge. Then
Yes,
you got all this stuff happening domestically with ICE, and that affects everybody. I'm hearing stories at work. I'm down here in Alabama hearing stories. You know what I'm saying? Like heart wrenching stories, man.
heart wrenching.
It's just like it's crazy, bro.
Like dealing with dealing with the shit that I deal with in my job. And I was having this
Exactly.
conversation today at the barbershop, talking to my barber. I was like, it's hard enough doing what I do at the like it's hard enough being a social worker, just being a social worker in general. But like you compounding that with the other shit that like on top of it, and it's all bad.
It's crazy.
So please, if you're listening to this podcast, take care of yourself, take care of your loved ones, your friends, check in on them, um, as much as you can. And more than anything, I can't emphasize this enough. Like, just be good people.
Hmm.
Like, it seems such like an easy statement to say that out loud, but
Yeah,
easier said.
have a little empathy. You know what I'm saying? Like just a little bit, just a little bit of empathy. Try to put yourself in someone else's shoes for 2 minutes,
I'll
and
give
just
you.
be like, okay, and be like, what would it be like if I went through that? You
I'll
know?
give you. I'll give you a perfect example. Me and Jay, a couple of weeks ago, we went out for brunch at a place, and at the end of it, there was this unhoused woman, and she was like, we had leftovers, and she was asking if she came up. So we were sitting outside. Let's put that context. We're sitting outside. It was me and Jay at a table, and then there was this table next to us, probably six people. They just gave off that vibe of just hoity-toity, whatever. So she comes up. She's asked, if she could take our leftovers. I said, yeah, love. Just give me a second. We about to leave. I'll box it up for you. Blah blah blah. She goes into the restaurant, gets the to-go box herself, comes back out. It's like right next to us, and just getting like everything, right? Just getting everything, right? And me and Jay, like, we don't fucking care. Like, we weren't gonna eat it. Like, we weren't gonna take it.
Right.
So we don't fucking care. And she's like putting everything like and just putting like ketchup on top of everything and just salt on top of everything. Literally don't care. At one point, like the syrup spills a little bit, and like there's some syrup that gets on like my shoes, and syrup gets on my pants a little bit, and whatever. And then she goes, and before she leaves, like someone else, a Patreon comes, who's in the restaurant, is like comes out black, because I think that's the important part, black, and he gives his leftovers to her to add to this to go back as well. She goes about her way with her food, and then the people next to us, and you can probably guess their ethnicity, but the people next to us is just like, oh my god, like you just are so good people, like you guys are gonna have good karma like come your way soon for what the fuck are we gonna have good karma come our way for, like for like why, like I didn't we didn't do that for the notion of having good karma to come our way. Like this is a person that needed food. We were not going to eat the food. And so the humane
Here,
thing
here's some food.
it's here's some food. I'm not looking for karma points in life. And that is just a microcosm. And if you're listening to this episode, you're like, are these guys going to talk about football at some point? At some point, but like there are just more important things that's going on right now in football. So like, whatever. I think like that interaction we talked about it in the car is such a microcosm of just how, as a society, how we got here, of just people lost sight of like just being humane. Like,
Right.
oh, you're gonna get karma points for being a human. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah. Yeah, we lost the I don't know, the plot. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. It's
Gone,
just,
Ryan.
it's just
Gone.
gone.
Shit's gone, bruh. Shit's gone.
It's
Oh,
like
and that it was so like, oh my god, like you guys are just really good people. You guys are gonna get like karma points. You're like you guys are gonna get good karma come your way for giving food that was gonna go in the trash to
in the
someone who.
trash. Literally was about to throw it in the trash.
All right, bro. All right, and I'm like, and I told Jay in the car, I said, which 100% tells me that they would 100% not have given their food to the said woman.
Call the police.
Ugh, get away from me. Ugh.
Security.
That's where we are, Ryan. Like that's where we are as a society. Not all of us, but
Yeah.
oh, anyway. Well, I guess so. Anyway, bro, let's talk about the Saints.
What gives me hope though is I think, and maybe it's a little naive on my part, or maybe it's the optimistic part of me, but I think most people have no problem, doing stuff like that. Most people. I'm not a large majority, you know what I'm saying? Not 90% or nothing like that. But I think most people don't like to see somebody starving on the street. You know what I'm saying? Like actually starving.
I'd say I would probably say it's like 65%.
Something like that. Like, you know.
But even that's a sad number, bro.
It is. It is. It is. It really is. It really is.
Giovanni said, "I respect the hell out of you, Adam, for being a social worker. It's a tough profession. My best friend, wife, is one as well. I appreciate that. It's an interesting profession because, on one hand, it makes me question humanity and society, but then on the flip side, you also see the great that comes from humanity and society as well. So it's
Exactly.
you see, I mean, I've been doing it for it'll be 10 years in December. So I truly see both sides of the coin. And I love what I do. It is for sure tired. It is time for me to get off the front line. Like I need to be in a different field of social, like just not in the front line, but I do 100% love what I do. Alfred Andrews, love the show, fellas, but why isn't there a lot of optimism? We clearly seen players go to different situations and ball. How come there ain't a lot of hope of Kellen doing the same thing here? I think I hit on this on the last episode in regards to like a lot of times players are who they are. Like, this is no knock on Kellen, but Sean Payton is a top 5 head coach in the league. And if Jawan Johnson didn't blossom under him, like no offense to Kellen, but like I don't see it happening under Kellen. Now, to the point that Ryan has made, and it's been a great point, I do think that because DA is gone, there is opportunities for players. I think Brian Bresee is a perfect example. Maybe a player like Rico Payton, who we didn't see any of. Maybe a player like Christian Boyd, who like flashed a little bit in the Eagles game, and then he had like one penalty, and then literally we didn't see him for the rest of the fucking season. I think there's opportunities for players like that we potentially may get to see. I won't say blossom because that feels a little of a stretch, but see more of positively in that manner. But it's not about like I think we and Ryan have always done. We're realists, and I think that's the aspect that we come from. Maybe you can add a little more to that.
No, you hit it right on the nail, bro. Like, and I think we've been pretty optimistic overall, like about where the Saints are like right now. I mean, no, we don't have them, like winning 10 games and nothing this season, because that's just ridiculous. But we we've been, I know we've been pretty positive about, just what Kellen's been doing, the youth movement,
Yeah,
the quarterback battle, all the little things they got going on. It's positive right now. Like everything's positive right now. Reality will set in soon. We got time for that. But like you said with Da, man, I'm telling you, bro, like we gonna see how that's gonna play out. Because I listen to Ross Jackson talk about how he's talked to people within the building, how just Da just had to be in control of everything. And you've reported on this from your own sourcing. Had to be in control of everything, and it was like a his way, my way, or the highway type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm just glad he's gone. And from what we heard about Kelly Moore, and from what we, just experienced so far, is he's like the complete opposite. You know what I'm saying? The collaborator. He pulls people in to that meet. He wants to hear your opinion, what you think will work, stuff like that. Now, there's a flip side to that also. You know what I'm saying? There's a flip side to
you could be too much of a collaborator.
be too much of a collaborator. Like what? Like who are you, bro? Like what is your thing? You gotta stand on something. Like you got to have something to plant your flag down. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see if he can balance everything out or whatever. But I really think just Da leaving and not being in the building will just be like a slight push up. Now, I don't know if that. I don't think that will mean much for Jawan, but who knows, right? Like maybe Jawan just finally puts it together. Finally puts it together this year, and has this like we finally get a Jawan game. Like, oh man, Jawan had 120 yards and 8 catches and 2 touchdowns. Maybe that's gonna happen. He hasn't done it
Woo!
yet, though. Is all I'm saying. Like he has not done that in his career, and he never had a game like that. So it's hard for me to be like super optimistic
That's
about
missing.
Jawan Johnson.
Uh, Alfred also says, and how can I get off your blacklist? I tried to follow you and realized I'm blocked. I'm not even active. I talk to Whoop from time to time on Twitter.
Saints.
Jake, our dude Jake said, Alfred, there's an unblocked part of the site. And then Wayne said, someone get him the link. Listen, Alfred, I don't know if you ever watched the Chappelle show, but the Rick James episode of the Chappelle show when Rick James didn't realize that he smacked Charlie Murphy is 99% of the time me when I block people. Well, it's not that I forgot that I blocked a person, but it's like I for sure don't know why I blocked them, like at all. Please don't ask me why I blocked you. I smacked you, Charlie Murphy. Like nigga, that was last week. How am I partying? Nigga, it is. So I have, and I will say I have gotten like in my maturity as I've gotten older. I do tend to unblock people a lot more than I used to. I do have like non-negotiables that I don't unblock for. Like if you're a Trumper, like you're blocked and you don't ever get like unblocked, like ever, ever, ever. So yeah, if someone can get Alfred the link, the unblock link, just
We got you, bro.
fill that out. Okay, so anyway, thank you for that segue of actually talking about Saints football. We got our juices running. Kevin actually texted me, our dude Kevin, one of the most hilarious people I've ever met. He better be at the meetup because he's watching the live stream right now.
Gotta be.
He actually like literally ordered this shirt that I'm wearing. It was free because I went to the game. But if you want to order it, you can order it from the Angel City Football Club website. It's $40, but I love it. Kevin said Kevin has left the chat. Bro, this is not AIM, but Kevin's so young he doesn't even know what AIM is, bro.
Don't even know what it is, bro.
Young ass Thundercat, bro. Anyway, the point of this episode we wanted to do was storylines that the Saints need answers to in training camp, excluding the quarterback battle. It's going to be talked about ad nauseum. We've talked about it ad nauseum. It's the number one thing everyone who covers the Saints is going to talk about. We're going to talk about it a lot during training camp. So we wanted to talk about everything except the quarterback battle. So storylines that need answers, essentially kind of going into training camp, and that actually will need an answer in training camp. So the way we did this, me and Ryan did not communicate about like what my top 5 were, what his top 5 were. So technically it's gonna be like a top 10, which is great conversation, right? So and some may overlap. So it may not be like a full 10. It actually just may be like 8 or 7. We'll see. We'll see if there's how many actually overlap. So I'll start with no, I've been talking a lot. So I'll let Wolf start with one of his storylines that the Saints need answers to from training camp.
Who rises up the running back too? Like who?
God damn it.
You knew.
Okay.
You knew I was gonna take one of them. Who
Yes.
will stand up? Who will stand up? Kendrick Miller, Xavier Valade, Devin Neal. Who else in there? Clyde Edward-Helaire,
Cam Akers.
Cam Akers. Who would be RB2? Because RB2 will be an important position, you know.
Marcus
Alvin
Yarns.
Marcus Yarns. That answer, and the thing about like training camp is you will get the answer. Like preseason games, they run the hell out of the ball. You really get one of the only things you could pull from a preseason is like running back play. Sometimes it'll fool you, but a lot of times you could see like, oh, this dude, running. He running. And they usually run the ball a lot in preseason because you don't want no quarterback. You don't want, you third, fourth string quarterbacks. You don't want guys taking, 40 attempts and stuff like that. So you get the chance to see a lot of running backs in the preseason. So we should get an answer in the preseason, in training camp.
Okay.
It's just like, Kendrick Miller is the most talented running back outside of Kamara on the roster.
By far.
By far. But it's all theoretical. Can Kendrick Miller stay healthy, pick up the playbook, be a professional, take care of his body? Can he do that for a full training camp? If he can, he should be RB2 if he can.
Should be. Easy. I'm gonna ask or answer. We're gonna pose Alfred's question, and then go to my next, and then follow up with you, and then go to mine. Do you see them adding to that safety position? It's pretty thin. Their Honey Badger's getting old. I mean, they have Honey Badger. They have Justin Reed. They got Jordan Howden back there. So I mean, overall, Sanker, who they just drafted. So I don't.
They usually carry about four safeties.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah. So literally the wording from one of my questions was, "Will the true RB2 please stand up?"
Please stand up.
Please stand. I don't want to add much more to it. It's just I do find the Cam Akers signing interesting, just from the standpoint of all the names you already named: Kendre, Yarns, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Devin Neal, Valladay. That's 5 running backs in. And Chris, our dude Chris mentioned Valus Jones.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot about him.
That's 6 running backs. 6 running backs in the mix for RB2 and technically RB3.
Right.
And then they still added Cam Akers after that mini camp workout. That's 7.
7 running backs.
That tells me, this is not, I have to preface this by saying it's not any inside information. It just doesn't seem to me, I don't know, like, is the whole thing of how they were going after Nick Chubb and wanted to pair him with AK was an indictment to me of how they felt, potentially how they felt about Kendre. I don't know. We'll see. But it's weird that they had 6 running backs not named AK on the roster already and still signed Cam Akers after that mini camp workout.
Yeah.
Mark said there's 3 Ty Montgomery variants right there. Where's Travis Cadet doing right now, bro?
Jamal is Devin Neal a new Jamal Williams?
Well, he might look better with the pads on, bro. He might look better with the pads on.
We're gonna see, baby.
So speaking of like Kendre and what have you, this is one of mine. I said, will the 2023 Saints draft class be redeemable at all?
2023. Redeemable?
That would. So that's Brian Bresee. That's Isaiah Foskey. That's Kendre. Jordan Howden. Who else is in that group?
Salsa Verde.
Salsa Verde. At this point, it is trending to being one of the worst Saints draft classes of all time. Like literally one of the worst. Bless you. One of the worst.
Thank you.
Saints draft classes of all time. I'm asking, can it be? Because like Brian Bresee right now is holding that bitch up like Captain America, who's trying to pull that goddamn helicopter down right now.
And that's Brian Bresee. Like Brian Bresee has like
got like the worst PFF grade of all time.
36.2 or something. Like, God damn. and he's like lifting that draft up with all his might. All his might,
Wolf. My question is, can it be redeemable? So we talked about Kendre. So that means he would have to firmly be RB2.
RB2.
Can Foskey be? Oh my God, I can't even get with this.
The answer is no. No. No.
Can't even get it with this. Can't even get the question out. Wolf, can I get
the question with Foskey is, will he make it to the 53-man roster? Like, that's the ultimate question. That's the real question. That's a bad draft, bro.
That's how bad teams stay bad, bro. That's how bad teams stay bad. Like to me, like it's not the thing that's not the only reason why Mickey Loomis should lose his job, but like it's on the resume, bro.
Yeah, bro.
It's on the resume.
That draft terrible, bro.
An all-time debacle of a draft. An all-time debacle of a draft, bro.
But maybe Howden rounds into form is like just a good defensive back. Maybe not. Maybe he's a rotational guy that makes some plays. Maybe Kendra Miller rounds into that RB2.
Oh fuck, Jake Hayner was in that draft too, and A.T. Perry.
Oh, so like potentially you could see Jake Hayner gone, Foskey gone,
Gone.
Salsa Verde. Like
Right.
he already starting off bad. He injured already again.
Giovanni said
Man,
that boy Foskey about to be my new coworker in a couple in a few weeks. I don't even know what Giovanni do. You sell cars, Giovanni, bro?
boy, that TikTok gonna be sad as hell, boy. It's gonna be sad.
All right. That was my
Shout out to
question.
Hannah. Shout out to Hannah.
That was mine. What's your next one?
I wrote him down. Probably take another one of yours. Who will step up as wide receiver 3, 4, and 5? I think they
Okay.
typically carry 4 or 5 wide receivers. The fifth one need to be special teams contributors. Um, who's stepping up? You got Bub Means. You got Donovan Peoples Jones. You got
Dante
uh,
Pettis.
Dante Pettis. Who's the Austin? What is it?
Kevin Austin. Kevin Austin
Kevin
Jr.
Austin Jr. Who else we got? That's about it, right? so
God,
so we know it's Olave, Shaheed Cooks. Boom. That's solidified. Put
solidified.
that to the side. So who's gonna step up at that 4 and 5? You know what I'm saying? Who? I don't know. I have no idea. No clue.
And I'm not saying not saying this is an indictment on Bub at all. I I guess
Ain't
I
hear nothing.
expected to I expected
I
to
ain't
hear
hear
more.
nothing.
I didn't.
I don't know. I didn't hear nothing. Like crickets, bone crickets, bro.
I don't know what that means. I
Don't
don't.
know. It could mean absolutely nothing.
Um. I don't. So it's. I'm gonna. Okay. So that's your question. My question. I'm gonna piggyback off of. So you didn't take mine, but ours are kind of the same. Is I said, are they really gonna roll with not adding a bigger wide receiver?
Right. So another question could be is that next wide receiver on the team right now? Is it Keenan Allen? Is it somebody else?
James Mason Tipton. That's another guy who.
Stick to tip in.
Yeah. You brought up Keenan Allen, Gabe Davis had him in for a visit. Don't know, obviously, where that went. I don't even know if there's actual any interest in Amari Cooper. I just know that Amari didn't love Kellen as a play caller towards his ending career in Dallas. It's just, do they really go in having like one of the smallest wide receiving like groups in the league? I
I
mean,
mean, when you
that's not like
bringing in Gabe Davis, tell you that there's like it's an itch they want to scratch, obviously,
yes,
you
yes,
know. But it's just like there's not a lot of options out there, you know. And even Gabe Davis doesn't, even though he's bigger, he doesn't really fit kind of what they need,
right.
you
They
know.
need like a consistent chain mover type of presence. Dante said, "I'd be circling the Texans wide receiver room like a vulture on cut day." Texans, Packers. I, I've fought with my friend about this, and I understand their point. I don't know if I would be calling a team for a wide receiver because
Yeah,
I don't think the Saints are in a position where they need to be calling to trade for players.
right.
But then they're also in the position too. Was like, it, I'll say it like this: if there's a strong indication that a player is going to get cut, right?
Right.
Instead of that player going through waivers, maybe send that team a seventh, right? So you don't have to fight through waivers and whatever. So you can claim that player. Going back to the RB2 thing, just real quick. I know he's fallen out a favor in Houston, but like, is Damian Pierce just not good anymore? Like, he just not good at all for the Texans? Just
I don't know. I have to research that.
because it seems like every indication is like he's on the outs in Houston.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be somebody to look at. What about Sutton in Denver?
Is that out there?
He's on the last year of his contract. Doesn't sound like they want they're getting rid of him or nothing like that, but player on his last year of his contract. So anytime a player's on his last year,
It would. I don't know, man. One, I was like, I don't know. It feels like Sean. I don't know if Sean would do it because it feels like at this point he's trying to give Bo Nix every reason to succeed
oh
and
yeah,
compete this season. So,
no question.
and I don't even know what Cortland Sutton's value would be.
That's a good. That's what I was wondering. I was like, what would his value be? You know,
A
I mean,
third?
Jahad Dotson got a what?
He
The
went
Eagles
for a
get
third,
went for a third, right? Well, Sutton could at least get that, bro.
and
At
then
least.
did Mingo go for a second, or am I tripping?
I can't remember.
Yeah, because that
I think
Mingo
that
trade was like wow. Yeah.
yeah. But
Um.
I saw like a Bleacher Report article about it. I was like, something to think about. Definitely the type of wide receiver the Saints could use, though.
They traded. No, I lied. It was not. It was no. Dallas gave up a fifth for Jonathan Mingo.
What was fascinating to me about it was, the Saints had major interest in T Mac, and who did you compare T Mac to?
Carlos
You
Sutton.
know, and I was just like, But we'll see. It's probably, it won't happen. It's
I
just,
don't.
all season speculation.
Um, turns 30 this year. I don't know. Chris said a fourth round pick probably. Nah, if Sean making that call, that bitch gonna be a third.
Yeah.
At least. What's your next storyline?
Uh, this one kind of a low key one, but I've been like, who is like the kick returner slash punt returner?
Ooh,
Like,
that's good.
I haven't heard anything like about that. Anything, like no reporting at all. I don't know if they did like any like kick return drills in minicamp or anything like that. I just don't know. I haven't heard anything. So I'm interested to see who fills that role with with the change in the kick return rules and all that stuff. It means it's just something I'm curious about.
And it's
Who,
one of those things where it's like, man, like Shaheed has been so good at it, but like because of like the injuries he's had, it's like,
right?
do you take him off that? But he's such a weapon at that.
I
Is
know,
that
legit weapon too. It's a legit weapon, but you hope somebody could come in and maybe it's Marcus Yarns, uh, Chris Tyree. I haven't heard anything
Kyrie?
about him in camp, but he was somebody that did some of that in college. Um, you know, those guys tend to pop out every now and then, like especially in preseason. That's another one of those positions like you can find like that special
Yeah.
teams demon, that punt returner, that kick returner. You see a lot of kick returns in the preseason. Who's that had like that crazy return for the Saints? Equimius? It was last
Oh
preseason. Is that
no no.
Equimius
Oh
Saint?
no. Are you talking about the Sewell brother?
Yeah. Was
It
it
was one
Equimius
of the
St.
Sewells.
Brown?
I don't think it was.
Oh, who? So,
It was a yeah. It was one of the Sewells.
oh, okay. All right. Maybe I'm tripping. Anyway, that's just kind of one of the things I'm keeping my eye on for training camp. Who's that punt returner, kick
Yeah,
returner?
there you go.
Yeah,
Samson.
you're
Thanks,
right.
Mark. No,
Yep.
oh, Nakua. There you go.
The
Samson Nakua.
Nicole. Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
Samson Nicole. There we go.
Don't cancel me.
I don't know why I was thinking of Quimmy St. Brown. I don't know.
Hold on. I saw a question. LP said, uh, LP asked trade for Christian Watson. So Christian Watson, like he tore his ACL. Was that in the playoffs when he tore it, or
Was
like
it?
the last week of the season? Like he tore it super late in the season. So I'll say this about the Christian Watson thing. I feel one. I know that him and like his family like would be open to a trade out of Green Bay because I've heard that. But also, like that's a team that like a smart team would make that trade for in the future. But like he's also battled a lot of like I get like people downgrade Chris Olave because of injuries, but like Christian Watson, oh yeah, tore it January 2025.
Oh, jeez.
Like he's not gonna play in he may not play until like late this season.
Yeah.
Like that's a move if a team makes it. That's like a smart ass playoff team makes that move. Like
Yeah.
if I'm the Chiefs or if I'm the Beals, I'm maybe calling Green Bay and potentially because he was drafted in the second round, so he's 4-year deal, and offering if I could maybe trade something to get Christian Watson. Like the Saints of where they are, like he's such a off injured player, and you already have a receiver group that has dealt with injuries. That just seems like a recipe for disaster.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
That was a great one. The punt returner, kickoff returner, that was great. This one's really just super easy. It's just I just say like who starts opposite of Kool-Aid at cornerback. It's just we don't. It kind of goes back to what you talked about with the wide receiver 4 or 5. Like yeah, that player may not even be on the team.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Jair Alexander. Maybe it's Asante Samuel Jr. Or if it's neither of those guys, like is it Rico Payton? Is it Quincy Riley? It could be, Yadam, Isaac Yadam. So that's a question that needs to be, is going to, like, we'll know soon and, not soon, but we'll know throughout training camp of who's that settling in as being the, looking like the guy that's going to start opposite of Kool-Aid. But it's a huge question that needs to be answered the sooner rather than later.
Huge, bro. Huge question. Like that's like a season defining. Not going to say season defining, but like it's going to have a huge impact on the season. Like who's
Yeah.
one if Kool-Aid like develops into that. I wouldn't even say like shut down corner, but just like a good starting
Decent.
corner. Yeah. To answer that question. Two is who's opposite of him. Like you need 3 good corners in this league. 3 good corners. We got a Alante Taylor who has shown the ability to be a good corner at times, but he's never been consistent. You got a young Kool-Aid and then a gaping hole. The hope is maybe Quincy Riley could step up because he has the tools. We had Coach Cody on. He talked about him. Um, so theoretically, you hopefully he could be, but he's a rookie, man, mid-round rookie. So, how much can you really expect out of him? And he's coming off an injury, but he's healthy now, apparently. Isaac Yadam, Isaac Yadam is that player. You don't mind him coming in. So and so gets hurt, throw Yadam in there. Okay, we'll be
Right.
all right. But you don't want to go into the season as like that's my number 2. No,
Two.
no, you don't. You don't want
Colin
that. Like, you don't want that.
Colin Andrews said Stephon Gilmore wouldn't be a bad. I mean, he's a free agent. Wouldn't be a bad pickup.
Might be a thank you for your service contract, but give it a shot. We paid what? We paid Champ Bailey like $500,000 just to
Saints
come
legend.
to camp. Saints legend, baby. Champ
It
Bailey.
was so funny. I actually saw him at the Colorado Pro Day. And one, it was just cool as shit seeing Champ Bailey. But then part of me wanted to like say something like Saints related, be like, man, thanks Champ. Like, really enjoyed your time with the Saints.
You probably be like, huh?
That shit was like in training camp in West Virginia, bruh. That was it, bruh.
He probably legit don't remember. Like, what? Oh, I was with them.
Oh, that's a name I haven't thought of. What's your next one?
Let's see.
I Well, I have one more, but I actually did another one as an honorable mention.
The one I had was, the youth movement. Like, will Kellen Moore embrace the youth movement? Love Tyrann Matthew, Cam Jordan, Demario Davis. Love those guys. Uh, Nathan Shepard, Colin Sanders. You know, will he embrace true competition to push some of these older guys out? If not off the team, but at least give younger guys more playing time to push these guys kind of down the roster. That's I just want to see it. I want to see if he's willing to truly embrace it and the good and bad that comes with it. They're gonna make mistakes and stuff like that,
Right.
but Da did not have the patience to deal with mistakes. None of that. You was out the door. Or you was on the bench. Like, look, just try it with some of these guys, man. Like we talked about Zach Bond ad nauseum, bro. Like we've been through that. Give them a
Caden
chance.
Ellis.
Caden Ellis, give them a chance. Give these guys a chance. Christian Boyd, like give this guy a chance. What's the linebacker out of Texas? Keep forgetting about him. Ford.
Jalen Ford.
Yeah. Can the guy get a little snap here and there? Damn. You know. Uh, all these young guys they got on the roster. Give them a shot. Give them a shot at it. Like give them a shot at it. Taking Pete Werner's job. Demario Davis, like we don't know how long he got left. Yes, he's been outstanding, but started last 2 years, he's showing signs of decline. It's like got to start thinking towards the future as you go towards to try to build this team. You want to at least know what you got.
It's huge. It's because that's how you that's how you that's how you grow and build as a team.
Yeah,
Is when you have a youth movement, when you have players that you drafted and then they become your nexus and your core. Well, shit. Now you cook it. Then you can. Oh shit. Now they're because we drafted them. Then they don't have exorbitant contracts. At least very. I mean, I'm not. And please, people, when you listen to this, I'm not saying that the Saints have a class of 2017 on hand, but that's what led to a lot of their rebuild that took place in 2017. Because one, they drafted like it's a all-time phenomenal draft class, but then it cleans up your cap situation, especially when you try to navigate and manipulate the cap like the Saints do. Because when you draft great players and they're on rookie contracts and they're stellar, well, then you can go out and get a player like that. Get a player like that. And then
exactly.
especially if either quarterback works out, whether it be Spencer Rattler or it be Shuck, they're on quarterback deals that are just great deals. Whether it's a second round pick or a fifth round pick, they're great deals for
Nothing.
nothing. Then you can, and this would one of like this is a question later down the line, especially if Mickey's still in charge. One of the biggest things that scares me, like I know everyone talks about, it's so great that the Saints are going to have cap space in 2027. It scares the shit out of me,
For real, bro. Especially with Mickey.
bruh. If he is still, it scares the absolute fucking shit out of me. But that's a podcast for another day.
You can just see him doing some dumb shit. Just
Well,
extending Caesar Ruiz some more, something like
nigga,
that.
speaking of this segue, the next question in terms of the storyline that I asked is: will the additional cap burn a hole in Mickey's pocket? That's my question.
Burning them, bro. Burning them.
I meaning this is the most. I would say this is probably the most cap space the Saints have had on a whole in a very long time. Someone could come back and be like, oh well, actually they had more cap. I'm just saying, in general, this is the most cap Saints. This is the most cap space the Saints has had in a while, with the retiring of Derek Carr, Ryan Ramczyk, everything like that. They have for them, they're flush with cap space, and that's not even including what may come potentially with a Taysom Hill pay cut. Don't know if that was going to happen or not. So you have a GM who's still very much trying to compete in the NFC South. He's trying to get that NFC South championship and compete, and he doesn't want to be seen as a rebuilding team and project. And when that's the case, then when you're the way that you do that is if you have cap space, then you want to be able to use that cap space to get players to then go out and compete. So my question is that cap space going to burn a hole in his pocket? Meaning going out and getting a player. And this is not any inside information. I don't know. This is not source, but Jair Alexander. I don't know. Oh man, there's a lot of other playoff teams that are kind of trying to get him. But I know Jair is about his money. This 1-year deal. Oh, how about this? We offer a little 2.5 to Jair. Now
you know you do it, bro, and you gonna put some ghost years on that thing and all that. It's definitely burning a hole in his pocket though. Like that's no question, no question. The only saving factor that like saves him from himself is like, don't nobody want to come to the Saints.
There it
like
is.
sure, like you could probably overpay somebody and get him to come, but ain't nobody like Jair ain't trying to come to the Saints.
Nope.
Could you overpay him and make him come? Yes.
Yes.
But they not lining up. The Saints are a bottom tier team right now.
Like I could see a player like Asante Samuel coming, but you're not going to have to overpay for Asante Samuel.
Right. He just trying to get back and get a job.
Right.
Like I need a job, man.
And like I'm sure the connection that he has with Brandon Staley will probably go a long way with that and what
exactly. Right.
Do you have one more?
I think I covered everything.
Okay, so I have one more that I made as an honorable mention. Speaking of Brandon Staley, another segue that we had. Will Brandon Staley get his groove back? We're not gonna figure that out in training camp, just to be clear. But I will be interested to know, maybe reading some things from like training camp reports. We'll see. We don't know if training camp's going to be open to the fans, but like reading things from training camp reports of just how does the defense look in terms of how are they coming out formationally? What are the schemes that are being shown? Now, sometimes the talent is just the talent, right? But it's such a huge question of, can he have that arc of came in as this hot, just balls on fire, young DC, yes, he had the talent, blah, 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 but came in, balls on fire, young DC, came a head coach, and can he rebound? And it's going to sound weird. It's going to sound really weird. But can he beat? It's a different situation because Dennis Allen had a lot more talent when he came to the Saints in the second stint as defensive coordinator. But can he beat Dennis Allen with less talent on the defense? Because that's where he's really going to have to prove it. Because DA came and he had studs, bro. He got studs after the 2017 draft. So he had a lot in the cupboard. Brandon Staley ain't gonna have that. That is not what he's gonna be working with
at all, bro. At all. Can he develop? Can he develop some of these young guys?
There it is.
Can he develop Quincy Riley, Brian BC? Can he get the most out of Chase Young? Chase Young is on contract next couple of years with the Saints.
Yeah.
Like, get something out of this guy. Like we were talking in the Discord last night. I think B. John was comparing him to Clowney. I'm like, I hope. Like, because he's on that Clowney arc, like at the beginning of the Clowney year where it was like, damn, bro, like, yeah, you disruptive a little bit, but like, where is it? But then he started showing, as years came by, he started showing like getting the sacks, getting the numbers, turning the pressures into sacks and stuff like that. I hope Chase does that. Like, I hope Chase becomes that, is able to get those numbers because he just hadn't so far. Like, that contract he got was like a bet, like a gamble. Like, I don't know. So we'll see. But yeah, like Brandon stuff, we really won't know in training camp, man. Like,
no,
I've seen it too many times where the defense look balls out in preseason and then come regular season, they getting blown out. They back blown out.
Seen it too many times, bro.
And I've seen the opposite. I've seen what the defense look like crap in the preseason, and then come week one, they shut them down.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but it's gonna be interesting, especially with Brandon Staley, like the stuff he does, you know, with his secondary and how much like knowledge and smarts he requires out of his guys. I'm interested to see just how all that works with this defense.
And something I would love to know, and I think there was some, right, because Burton Brighton, we know Bo Davis was at Texas, so there's that connectivity. A lot of what made the Eagles successful is them talking to coaches like they did with Cooper DeJean at Iowa, his coach, and the system and how that fits into Vic Fangio. Like I just feel like those are like things at least since Sean Payton, like the Saints, like they just be like drafting, bro. Like like
just give me one of them, Like remember that store you went to when you came down here, like that little Amazon liquidation store?
Yes.
You just like,
yes.
I guess I could use this.
Yes.
It's $5, It's like, okay. Why not?
Have the niggas be on draft weekend. Dante said, "What would y'all consider a successful season? For Staley?" Well, I know something that they struggled mightily with the Chargers was stopping the run.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the Saints have regressed mightily regarding that the last couple of years. And so, I'm not saying this would be successful in totality, but can we at least be shown that that's been an improvement, that the Saints has gotten better at stopping the run? Like,
right? They got to. They got to. Because if they don't, everything else is gonna be trash. Everything
gonna be a long season defensively,
bro. And that's what I need to see. Like I need to see a defensive identity, even if they're not.
Thank you.
Even if they're not like ranked top 10 or like this, you don't have to. I don't have to see like a great defense, but I just want to see an identity where whatever teams come in on Sunday, they know like, oh man, it's a tough team to run against, or it's a tough team to throw against, or it's a tough team to go deep against, or something, some kind of identity that, okay, we can hang this defense, we can hang our head on this. This is what we do well. Or they rallied to the ball, they had tackle well, something. Because last year, he didn't do nothing. Like, you knew immediately what the type of day it was. Like, after the first drive, after like the first play, it's like, oh,
100% knew.
I know what this game gonna be like. I don't want no more of that.
Werner Broski says, "I think Bo Davis will help develop young D.
I hope so,
and thus help Staley. Hope so,
because the Ty Grantham, whew, Jesus, I've never heard players dislike a coach so much. God damn,
hated. They couldn't stand that man, bro.
Couldn't stand him, bro."
Sherm said, "Not only stopping the run, can we finally contain a mobile QB?"
Ooh, you asking a lot, Sherm, boy, Sherm. Well, too much now, bro.
They have Kyler week 1 and then Josh Allen week 3, week 4.
We gonna learn.
We gonna learn real fucking quick, bro.
We gonna learn
real quick.
Theoretically, like Brandon Staley's defense is supposed to help with that, but I just don't know if they got the athletes right now in that defense, bro.
That's where my concern would be.
They need them athletes. Jalon Walker would have been nice, but however,
got Pete Warner and agent Demario Davis and
Chase Young
and Big Creek dropping in coverage, bro. They better figure it out, bro.
Oh, Big Creek coverage, bro.
I say that jokingly. A player like Justin Reed helps, but like if he's playing closer to the box, right? He helps. Yeah. A player like Sanker, like just watching him, his film, his tape, what he brings, that physicality. Should help. But We'll see. We'll see. I'm excited. Like, I'm excited to go to that first preseason. I mean, it's just a glimpse, but I'm excited to go to that first preseason game
And
against the Chargers.
and you know, not to bring up Da again, but it's like it just seems like he didn't even care about running quarterbacks. It's like we knew going into a game with a mobile quarterback that they was gonna get like major yards because it's like I don't know, they didn't play with discipline. I don't know what it was, but it's like it was automatic, bro. Automatic that if you could be a shit quarterback, but if you had some legs, you was gonna move the ball.
We saw with Tyson Beignet. Like, it didn't matter who you were.
Yeah, didn't matter.
Did not matter.
And that was even when like the defense was good. Like when
Yeah.
we had a good defense years ago, it was still doing that. I remember Mitch Trubisky. I think it was his first time. The first time we played him, he rushed for a crap ton of yards. You know, I think we beat him pretty well. He didn't throw much
Yeah,
because
we
it
do.
was Mitchell, but he rushed for a ton of yards.
Vanderbroski said, I don't think we're stopping the run this year. We need to draft a legit DT run stopping beast. That's what we're missing. Hopefully they.
Brought baby.
That's what I'm saying. They drafted the fucking DT in the fucking third
Damn.
round. Like, anyway,
They
this
got y'all.
what?
They traded for got y'all. Like damn.
They might sign Jonathan Bullard. They brought him in for a visit, so they might sign him. I appreciate that the team understands that it's something that they need to improve in and get better. I appreciate that. And hopefully, I don't want to say it can't get no worse because it could. But so, for them to be, like you said, for them to be successful defensively, like it all starts with that, in terms of controlling the run game.
Oh yeah.
Dante said Adebo went off that game with those picks, but boy, Beignet was cooking. Oh, we know, we were there.
He was there, bro. I'm like, man, we about to lose
At the meetup game to Tyson Beignet, bro. I would have hopped on the goddamn field. Wolf. Anyway, didn't have to worry about that because we don't lose meetup games. But we appreciate y'all. This was a fun episode. We will be back next week. However, if you're a Patreon, we'll be back tomorrow night. I'll put that up on Patreon. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Please be safe out there. We love all the love and support that we get from our community. We truly, truly appreciate it. Please like and subscribe on YouTube. Follow on Spotify. Like I said at the beginning of the podcast, we now have the videos. We're going to be posting those weekly. And so when we drop the audio episode, we're going to be posting the video episode as well. So if you missed the live stream, you'll be able to watch the video episode on Spotify. So we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Please be safe out there. With that, we are out.
Peace.